Well, the Mamba got buffed literally a couple weeks ago, and this is going to be a guide on how to take it into Abyss, into Exotic Abyss, so you can make a ton of ISK with your new overpowered, lovely looking rectangle. So if you want the best Eve guides, you came to the right place. Ladies and gentlemen, Loru here, digital advertiser, content creator, and something I was supposed to say. Even Dryer! That's right, for the better part of 10 years now, and this is the Mamba. Yes, it is the big brother of the Korax and the big brother of the Worm. It gets both drone and missile DPS increases, and the recent buff also gives them maximum velocity as well. This is, to the layman, this is understood to be a fantastic buff. To the uninitiated, they don't understand. Let me help you. If your drone is not attacking something, if it's not on top of the mob, it is not doing damage. If your drone is being attacked, you want it to come back to your drone hangar faster. This drone maximum velocity is not just a DPS increase, because better application, more time on target. It is also a tanking increase and helping it to get back to you faster so you don't lose your drone, especially with the Mamba because it uses light drones very, very fast. Shield resistance and then kinetic and thermal damage. We are going to be taking it into Exotic Abyss because of the kinetic bonus to missiles. Let's talk about the fit. Now, the fit is about 300 million ISK. Okay, it's about 300 million ISK. Now, this is a bit of an expensive fit, and we were trying to test out some other stuff, and my call to the community is let's see if we can make this a bit more expensive and try to take it into T3s. I think with some ideation and maybe like 450, 500 million ISK, we could take this into T3s and have us be better and have us make you some better ISK per hour. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. So you're going to be using Tech 2 missiles. Missiles are going to be a good half of your DPS, but 45%, drones being the other 55%. So don't sleep on the Tech 2 missiles. With the Nova ammo, this is going to be doing literally half of your DPS, 156. Great stuff. Excellent, excellent. A total of 319 DPS with heated. We're going to be doing 342. A ton of high slots. Be careful overheating because you're going to burn out your guns. Just be careful. Let's keep talking about damage stuff. We have a drone damage amp and the lows. You're going to see some really weird stuff here because we were really trying to get a shield booster to be cap stable. Now, you don't need to be cap stable, but as close to cap stable as you can is going to be the goal here. The fit is alpha friendly, but it's going to be tough for an alpha to fit this because you need near max skills or you have to go spend more money on bigger batter modules. It's going to be just tough for alphas to fit this one in general because the Mamba is just so tight. It's in between frigates and cruisers. Destroyers are so odd that they are bigger sig radius, easier to hit, more damage, but slower than the frigates. Make this an odd niche. Check it out and test what you can do in your own time, okay? Tech 2 the multi-spectrum plus the shield booster. Leave these all on at all times. You are good to go. Okay, now we like to use the thermal and the EM. EM is to stop the angel mobs. Thermal is to stop the trig mobs. The combination of this rig, this low slot, and this mid slot is going to make you both cap stable and newt resistant. So make sure you do not sleep on those modules. Make sure you get those and keep it going and have a good time with it. So 2 drones. Hornet does kinetic damage. You can see by my face. You want those. And the Acolyte does EM damage for if there's a mob that has EM holes, you can throw it at especially some of those battleships coming in, especially. You'll see it. You can right click the mob and see what's up and call it a day. As far as ammo, you're going to be bringing a little bit of Navy ammo because one of your guns is going to be for Navy ammo and the others are going to be for Tech 2. This is something that we do a lot because the Tech 2 ammo is going to be able to fight the battleships and kill stuff, and this is going to go after boxes. You're going to use this one thing to kill loot caches. You're not going to use your drones on the loot caches necessarily at the start. You want them to start applying in almost every room and quickly get down the mobs and easily take them out. So it's a quick fit, and it's something that the community and I ideated together. Let me congratulate you, community. Thank you, 07s in chat, for helping me to make this, because when we started, we were using a market warp drive. It was a whole thing. We didn't die, but it was really tough. This is the result of the live stream community. If you want to help us to ideate this live, come on down to Twitch. And we also live stream on YouTube, Facebook, X, and Kick. I'm everywhere. Okay, so come by the stream. We want you to come out. This has been a great time. Thank you, everybody, for your help. Yes, appreciate that. This fit is 300 million ISK, but why should I have all the fun? That's right, baby. We're going to be giving away 3 of these ships, 900 million ISK going out the door. 3 of these ships will be going to 3 winners, each of you getting a fully fit Mamba Abyss ready with tags included. That way you can dive in, get the testing, and help us improve our fit. The deal is, take the ships, and when you make them better, tell me how you did it. Okay, so here's how to enter in. The first thing you have to do is be following on YouTube. A bot's gonna know if you're not sub to YouTube, excuse me. A bot's gonna know, and you're gonna be DQ'd if you're not. Don't miss out on this because you're not pressing a button. Come on now, come on now. Thanks for 35,000 subs. We're having a good time with it, okay? The second thing you have to do is put your in-game name in the comment below. I have to know who the heck to send the contract to. And the third thing you have to do is, I want Mamba. Type I want Mamba into that comment with your in-game name. So sub, put your in-game name in the comments, and that same comment, put I want Mamba. Do that, and you'll be eligible. Enter in for this lovely, lovely ship. Chat, we've been growing a ton. We are now officially one of the biggest EVE partners as of September 2025. This is not something that is lost on me. Your support has been literally legendary. Our subathon went great. Everything is killing it. Thank you for this. Let's see how the Mamba does in space so you can see how to fly better right now. I really wanted this one to be able to do T3s. So maybe what we need to do is we have to push the ship even more expensive to be able to do T3s, to be able to win all of this good stuff. So we got some Lucid DP Watchers. We absolutely do not want to waste any time on this because the battleship rooms are just going to take us longer. Once these get within 56 of us, that's that. Okay, so here's the thing about Abyss. Here's the thing about the Mamba in the Abyss. Okay, so let's call these guys out. Let's hit with the Fire Watcher too. Let's make sure we hit that. The Worm is just going to be the better ship, I think, for what's happening. I do believe the Worm is going to be, put simply, the better ship for what's going on. Let's get ready to hit this Deep Watcher. Let's put this guy right here for when this is ready. We'll kill, obviously the Fire Watcher is very scary because it does neuting, but also the Escort is very scary. So let's take out the Fire Watcher, and there's the newts. We're okay. I know the Fire Watcher is hitting us a ton. What is giving me increased sig radius right now? Oh, it's the daggum battleship, dude. The daggum battleship is absolutely hitting me with stuff. Let's go after this loot so we can just focus on this. Okay, let's go after this loot. The drones are on him. Now we just have to wait. The sleepers are omni-tank? Yeah. Yeah, omni-tank. Okay, cool. Keep going towards this loot, and then we're going to do the same thing we did last time. Once he's within 30, we keep this going. So I would like to be able to do the T3s in this, and we might have to push this more expensive to be able to do that. So how do we make this more expensive? I think the Kikimora is better than the Mamba. It might, I do, honestly, it's simpler. It felt better. It felt easier to fly. I can tell you that much. Definitely did. So was that the bioadaptive cache? Did I just get shafted? We got like no money out of that. What the heck? Let's go towards this guy. Now this guy does missiles. So what we want to do is we want to kind of orbit this guy at like 20. We want to orbit him at like 20. He shoots missiles. What the heck? Did you guys see that? His missiles were just like zip boppity booping around. That was really crazy. So we're going to take some increased damage here while he establishes his orbit. The Deep Watcher is going to sit there for a while. Now we just wait. Higher DPS with spooling is done. Paper tank is balanced by small sig radius and speed. Yes. Yes. Let's talk about what the Mamba does well. You can split targets against the frigates very effectively against those drones because what the drone ships excel at in is being able to split targets against those like Teslas. Oh, you can put one-on-one, and then because the Mamba also has decent missiles, you can put the missiles onto a single one of those two. So you can literally split frigate tank those guys, and it ends up working out decent. What the Mamba doesn't do very well, though, is because of its very large sig radius comparatively to the good old-fashioned wormy boy. Yeah, I'm trying to get, like, where's the cinematic that we can do with this? There's my worm right here, and here's the gate. Yeah, let's try to do that. There's my Mamba. Excuse me. Here's my Mamba. So, this ship is okay in the Abyss. And I believe we said we can make... Where's my calculator? Okay, looks like I can't see the history on this. Is there a history? Hello? Temperature, pressure, angle, power. Yo, that's pretty sick. I didn't know you could do all that. I'm an E player, truly. All right, ooh, I lost a little bit of time to the navigation here. I was too focused on making this cinematic that the Lucid Deep Watcher was getting really low, and I didn't navigate back here. Missing this can actually destroy your ISK per hour, so this is very important that y'all remember to keep navigating back to stuff. Drones are in. Everything's reloading. We can jump. So I like the drone ships. The Worm is one of my favorite Abyss ships. We can do T2s. but I think I want to push the cost of the ship up to be able to do T3s. Because if we're already taking 8 to 12 minutes to do T2s, we can make it more expensive to take a similar amount of time in T3s and get more ISK. Okay. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. So, hope you're having a good time, Lammy. Thanks for being around. Yes. All right, y'all. Let's see what we got. We have a KYBERNAUT, baby. All right, so let's learn from the past here. Let's go this way. Let's go this way. We do have Entanglers coming in. Big drifter mobs coming in. There it is. Large stuff coming in. Cilias, call out the drones now. These will do damage to us. We are going to immediately get ready to start poking them with my missiles. Once they're within 30, that is the move. There it is. Okay. Let's cut in a little bit against the KYBERNAUT. We've kind of got some decent transverse, so we want to try to go get that loot. We focus fire the cruisers, especially these Entanglers. These are going to web us. That would not be good. Okay, so there it is. We're going to try to get away from these guys, but now that we're webbed, this might be a very bad news bear. So we're going to overheat our shields here. Let's try to keep our transversal up. Let's hit this guy. The KYBERNAUT is right there. Let's do this. Tons of damage coming in. This could be it, y'all. This could be it. Tons of damage. We're going to overheat everything. Our hard shell is not on. Let's turn that on. Let's use it. Consume. Let's get some more stuff here. Turn this off. You want to overheat your tank module first, everybody. Overheat your tank module first. It'll do less tank stuff. So we are at a right angle from the KYBERNAUT. It was missing some of it. Okay. See, that one was a hit again. Man, we were just taking it in the teeth from these Entanglers, making it really hard to get away. Let's keep doing this. Keep throwing our missiles out at these guys. Okay, we're at a right angle from this. 182. Looks like we might have stabilized. We're going to keep turning our tank module on. We're at 9% damage. Yeah, just keep that on. Half health is fine. We do want to start cutting into the KYBERNAUT so we can try to get this good stuff. Okay, so let's just start trying to keep our transversal up while we're doing this. The web is the problem. Let's turn off multi-spectrum. Throw the drones at this. Let's go get the loot. Now's the time, baby. Throw the drones at it. We're not within range. Let's take a big hit there. Big hit. Let's reload our stuff since we're not in range of anything. KYBERNAUT, man, this is actually why I think the Destroyer is, I'm going to give this a solid B tier in the Abyss, not just because it's a Mamba, but Destroyers in general. I have never had this problem with frigates. I just don't have this issue when I'm flying the Worm with frigates against the KYBERNAUT. It never hits me. And when we're in a cruiser, we can fly bigger shield to make this damage not matter anymore. So that was a scary room. One mistake and we would have lost. We would have died to this. So this is I might feature this one because this is a really good showcase of what happens, okay? Of how to fly this. So we did put both drones on him. Good, he's taking some damage. Let's try to cut in a little bit. Let's try to cut it because we want to start doing more damage to this to get our stuff going. We basically stabilized against this guy, so let's get our faction missiles starting to churn. We're going to leave this at Tech 2 because once we're within 30, it's going to do even more damage to him. So he's starting to turn. We're going to take some damage from this because I want to, and I want to start doing damage to him. Go, go, go. Yes. The loss of low was a bit much. It might be. It might be. Losing this drone damage amp for the cap flux coil, but now we're totally cap stable with all of our shields. You got to think he's going into hull, so let's turn around. Let's head back to this. Let's head back to this. The moment we turn our ship, he just clocks us in the mouth. Going down to hull, let's head back to the gate. Let's head back to the gate so we can navigate away from the KYBERNAUT. The moment he or she dies, I have no idea, chat. We're nice and stable. Whew. Whew. Scary. Scary. We're definitely going to have an alpha Kestrel fit for sure. So, oh, I got to orbital. Yes, I got you. Yes. Yes. All right, let's turn this off. Good stuff. Drones in. We were able to get it. One mistake. And that room was going to be our downfall, ladies and gentlemen. One mistake. Let's repair all modules. Only 6 of them. A big tip for you, when stuff's repairing, you can jump through the gate and your nanite repair pace timer will keep counting down. You can use this to do that. So I think the Mamba should have a 3rd low slot. I mean, that'd be nice. I really would love that. I would really love that. So this is the Origin Conduit. Another battleship coming in, bro. And it's the Overmind. So let's go. Let's go. Give a nice wide berth to this. Let's turn this on. All the gaze dimmers coming in. You know the Overmind is going to hit us for a ton. All right, let's do this. Let's do this. Split the drone deeps. The gaze dimmers don't necessarily stop us. They just kind of stop our locking. That's fine. Not a big deal. We start drone missile. This is a good split tank. Was this a triple battleship spawn? It was, wasn't it? I might feature this. I think we are going to feature this one because it is a triple battleship spawn. Let's cut back towards this. Cut back towards the bioadaptive. I know we're taking a ton of damage off, but let's just call a spade, baby. All right, let's load this up. Load this up. Hit this guy. Hit this guy with that good. A ton of damage coming in off of the overmind, but oh man, I really don't want to overheat this, but we're gonna freaking have to, dude. We're gonna just taking way too much damage from this guy. Let's just hit this thing right here. Let's get this, and then throw the missiles on him. We're good on the heat damage, just like the KYBERNAUT. This is gonna be a very similar feeling room. We have to try to get underneath his guns. If he's not hitting me, let's just stop that. Loot this. Keep it going. Heavy entropic. Keep getting it. Keep it going. Double click in space. Okay. If we hadn't changed our fit, we would have died to these spawns. Because we can leave everything on, because it's cap stable, we would have lost our Mambas before. Thank you to the chat that helped ideate this. This is great. Really rare Drifter Room Run, Karen 2, Potato 3, the triple battleship spawn. And you know what? We're still 10 minutes left. And I bounced off the gate. What is this collision, dude? Get out of here. That could kill us. No thanks. So crazy. I don't like to your note, Orbital Strike, about the Marauder changes. I do not like them, Sam. I actually do not like the Marauder changes. I think that the MJD, I like the ESS changes. I think the MJD nerf is way too harsh. Way too harsh. Let's cut in against this dude. We're going to try to orbit him at around like 75. I know we're taking a bunch more damage now, chat, but we just have to try to get in range of his guns. Please wait. Okay, I guess I'm waiting. Okay, so now let's orbit him at current. Boom. Orbit him at current. So now our transversal is nice and high. He's at 7,000 away from us. He's at halfway through armor. Once we're done getting back in orbit, Mamba's good to go. Whew. Okay, triple battleship room is going to be able to be done in the Mamba. You have the DPS for this. We knew this in T2s, but because you're going to do this in sub, looks like we're going to have, this is now, we're at 9 minutes left. So we're at sub 11. Okay. It's consistently sub 12. So let's get our good old fashioned calculator out while we're literally sitting here with nothing to do because these battleships just take forever. Okay. 60 divided by 12 is 5 runs an hour. We were able to do one faster before. This is a slower one because the triple battleship spawns. This is going to be the end all be all, the longest one that it's going to take. Let's call it like 5.5 runs an hour in T2s. Average destroyer is 8.8. Okay, 5.5. Let's do that. 5.8 times 8.8 is about 50 million. We saw 60 million. We're going to call this, we saw 60 million earlier on stream. We're going to call this like 55 million ISK an hour in T2s. In T2s. We are going to make this guide and we're going to ideate on this because I think we could push this higher. I do. So I really do. So first time I try the Kestrel, die to the Skybreaker. Honestly, ready? Same. I have to get the tank better. Gotta do it. So it's def risk versus reward. It definitely is. So lowered MJD. Yes, they made the MJD not as good. All right, he's almost dead. Let's head back towards the gate. Get a nice, good angle on the orbit here. Able to just immediately do that. He's about to go down. Once he hits hull, he starts dropping. So drone's doing nice and consistent damage to it. Nice. Boom. Kaboom! The drones are in. Excellent. Everything is looking good. Let's reload this and do it. That is going to be, we did get the loot. Excellent. That is a sub 13-minute run. The afterburner change away from the MWD is great. Great in the Mamba. Necessary in these exotic Abyss. Here's my takeaway from this. The ISK per hour is there, technically speaking. It is there. The problem with the Mamba Abyss is that I think we can make this better, and I think if we put some more money behind it, we will be able to do T3s. If you want more Alpha Abyss playlist, and indeed our Omega Abyss playlist as well, check these right here. We're going to be including those here for you. And sub right here for the best Eve guides. We'll see ya in the next video. Thanks very much.